If you're a student athlete and you want to move on to the next level, go to your workouts, work hard, do everything you're supposed to do. And if your coach is respectable, respect him back. Don't start issues when there isn't any issues. That we in this together. Be that with your brothers, and if you had that bond with your coaches, I'm happy for you. But at the end of the day, understand this: that coach, he may genuinely care, but 9 times out of 10, he's just using you, and he might care about you at the time, but he's using you to win. So at the end of the day, keep that in mind. Keep your best interests at heart. If you want to leave schools or something like that, and you can do that. If you're a college athlete, and you want to transfer. If you fucking in the NFL, bro, and you're not getting no playing time, do what you got to do. Don't worry about the coach, because at the end of the day, they're worried about their fucking self. Worry about you. Do what's best for you. Do what's gonna help you get that scholarship and go to the next level. Do these things. At the end of the day, the coach can say what the fuck they want to say, but they can bounce. They can leave. They go find another job. You like you seen in the post, 152 retweets. Most of them likes. Most of them are coaches, because coaches gonna stick together. But at the end of the day, who gonna have your back? You. You're the one person that's gonna have your back. At the end of the day, stand up for yourself. Be respectful. Work hard. You know what I'm saying? Get it out the mud. But at the end of the day, in it for yourself. And these coaches lying if they say they're not.
Fix your diet too. Diet's important. Chocolate milk is not a fucking good source of protein, so don't let coaches fucking lie to you, bro. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in the world, bro.
Welcome back to another episode of You Feel Me? It's your boy Duffel. We don't have any special guests today, so we're going to do our regular intros. I'm Jaroan.
KB12.
Oh, wow.
And so shout out to the 12. So today, we have a kind of interesting episode. You're gonna see, everybody get fired up. Some interesting things happen. Some passion and fire from everybody, most likely, because this is the topic that we went through, and it kind of touches us all. But basically, what I want to discuss is, so in our hometown, we had a situation, and where I'm from, sports is a big deal. Where we're from, sports is a big deal. The community gets involved. Players love it. It's just a big thing. That's probably like, what our town is prided on, our athletic, past and everything like that.
The only thing there to do, bro.
Facts. So anyways, what happened was, I'm not in high school no more, and none of us in high school no more, but what happened was a kid apparently hasn't been going to workouts or something like that. And he's been missing the athletic period or something like that. That's what I was told. And the kid posted a picture of him on social media at a gym or whatever, working out. And the head coach, who's also the AD of our hometown, comments on this kid's post, and he basically says this. I'm not going to use exact terms, but he says this. It's kind of funny that you post this, but you don't show up to the athletic period. And this is a public post for the public to see why our season outcome is what it is. And if you don't put in the work, you won't get a good outcome. That's basically what he said. And so I took offense to it, and I commented on the post, and basically was like, it's kind of funny how coaches always want to blame the kids for how a season was, and also like this is a kid. Like you don't publicly expose a kid like that, or say something crazy to a kid like that. Which that was my issue with the situation. That's one thing I want to make clear. My main issue with the whole scenario was that you don't do that to a kid. At the end of the day, like one of the worst things that could have happened to a high schooler is get embarrassed publicly. Nothing health wise, but as far as like high school can go, failing a test you get over. All that shit you get over. But if you publicly embarrassed and things like that, especially when all our egos are fragile, you just becoming a man, per se. You got women involved and everything like that. And I just took offense to that. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts for now. I'm gonna let the rest of us have their words on the situation and the topic. But yeah, I'm gonna start with Keandre. Keandre, go ahead. What you think about the whole scenario?
I think how to make sure I was still up. I think it's dumb. I feel like as a coach, it's your job to make sure these athletes are motivated to get into the gym and to do whatever. That's your job. You're hired. You're paid.
So let me hold you right there. So let me say something. So I tell the story how it was. I don't want to not tell the whole story. So apparently the coach done tried to reach out to this kid before. He done tried to talk to him during athletics or during school or something like that. He done text him. so-so and so-so, whatever. But what I will say is after the post was made, the kid posted screenshots of him telling a coach, I'm not sure if it was that coach, but a coach, yeah, I was at the dentist or whatever. So let me make that clear.
Again, I feel like it's your job to make sure that they're, and if he is having conversations with this kid daily, like get into the gym, do this or that, then as your job as a coach again is to kick him off the team. If he's not showing up, he's not doing anything for your team, he's not adding to it. Why is he on the team, and why are you publicly shaming him? Like it's gossipy to me. Like I don't respect it at all, personally.
I don't respect that shit either. And another thing I wanted to say is like there was other coaches. The fucking post had like 152 likes, which was to me like I was surprised. And I said that in my post, like other coaches, riding with this and stuff like that. And to me, like I don't know. I'll say my opinion on that shit later, but that's something else I want to say. But Jaron, what you think about the whole scenario so far?
Personally, like it's frustrating to me just because it's like, bro, you a grown man who went on social media to talk to a kid and tried to make it, make a spectacle out of making it public and all this and that. And then afterwards delete it and then try to, basically blame people for how they took it, right? But my thing is like this. You place blame on your kids. You showed them a bad trait to blame other kids. You're the leader of that team. You're the leader. They preach family and this is your brother, XYZ and all this kind of stuff like that. But it's a code to everything. Like, it's a code to it. And you broke code in my opinion. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it's a situation like that, either you kick him off the team or you obviously accept the flaw that he's not showing up. But you to out him in public, like to me that's like that just shows them like, you know what I'm saying? My brother here, he go do something bad. You know what I'm saying? My teammate, he go do something bad, I'm gonna out him. You know what I'm saying? I'm a you know what I'm saying? You missed that tackle, that's the reason we lost. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And that's not the way you hold yourself accountable first and foremost, and then you know what I'm saying, you scold them in private, but you defend them in public. That's the way it works. That's cold. You know what I'm saying? Like when we play football together and stuff like that, any sport, you know what I'm saying, you have your brother's back no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And that starts with the head coach. The head coach got to have your back too. You got to know this guy's going to have my back. You know what I'm saying? And to me, he showed that he didn't. I mean, everybody talks about how he's a great guy and all of this stuff, and I don't know him like that. I'm not saying whether he's a great guy, good coach, whatever. That's not. But I'm just saying that this particular action that he did was weak to me. It was something to me that just showed just some bad taste. And then for you to say, oh well, it's everybody else's fault for how they took it. No, what you did was blame a kid. That's what you did.
Oh, and let me cut you off. So what Jaron just mentioned, he him blaming everybody else for they understood it. He deleted the post or whatever, and he made this other post talking about like how he deleted it because of how everybody misinterpreted what he meant and everything like that. And he prays for the kids, and he got this family motive and all this, coach shit. You know what I'm saying? That stuff that they be lying to you about, which I don't know if he's lying about it, but I've been lied to about that shit with every coach I had except one. So
Man,
I'm gonna take it as a lie.
I feel like if he did fucking praise the kid later, do that publicly. Don't just put the negative up there. Like if it was something like that, then why don't I see you posting about a student going hard in the weight room every day or some shit? I feel like you got to take responsibility for the way your words were interpreted, whether you meant it that way or not.
Facts. Yeah. Wall, what you think about the whole situation?
When I first saw it, I was pretty upset because I was for a couple of reasons. The first thing was the whole it felt like throwing the kid under the bus when he said like what I interpreted as this is the reason why our season went the way it did. Apparently that wasn't the way it was meant. It was more about this upcoming season because this last season they were pretty successful. But like I think the important thing is empathizing. Like try to see where we're coming from. When you see a coach in any sport at any level say, the players being lazy, that's why we lost. Like you're deflecting all the blame to the player. So if you can empathize with that or at least sympathize with us, then I would think, more people than not would be mad. If not all people would be upset at that. Because in the NFL, you do that, you get fired. Adam Gase, you get fired. Bill Lebron, you get fired. So ultimately, head coach, no matter what sport, no matter what level, the responsibility lies with you. If your team, if you're the New York Jets and you're playing with 12-year-olds, the head coach is going to get fired because the responsibility lies with him. Next, like Karen mentioned, or like Duffel mentioned, they said the kid who was called out replied to the post saying I had a dentist appointment and I had to go. I told him, and with the screenshot of like their text messages or whatever. And my problem with that is because that's real life. Like imagine you as a grown man are working, you're sick, you know something happens in your life personally. You know, it could be extreme, it could be, you know, God forbid your parents pass away or your parents are sick with COVID, and you tell your boss that, and they text you okay. They say okay, whatever. Not okay, whatever, but they just reply okay, understood. And then they go to social media and bash you for that same thing. Like that's not exactly what happened because, you know, no one is injured or anything, but the concept is the same. Like if you had a problem when the kid texted you, like bring it up then. Or even then, if you have a problem on social media, um, and the kid replied, and then the coach said something like, "We can discuss later." If you had the nerve to bring it up on
Publicly.
social media in public, uh, discuss it in public. Like
Yes.
be consistent. And another problem I have is like I think a big thing we all realize, like we're you know 24, 25, we're getting older, and learning about the world. Like you realize after you grow up and graduate high school how not adult like adults are. Adults
Yeah.
are essentially just grown children. Like I've met so many adults that confuse the hell out of me as far as like I guess the way you treat other people, the way you handle life in general, expenses, retirement savings, money, all that, just in general, adult stuff. And a lot of people don't have it together. And I guess for me, I think I don't agree with this whole like, oh, coach tells you this, therefore kid, do it no matter what, without questioning or without an understanding of why. And my problem, I guess where I'm headed with is if the coach calls out players on social media, that opens up a doorway for the player to do the same to the coach.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I know that area and just in general, a lot most people don't think like me in the sense that it should go both ways. It should be consistent because they have this mindset that, you know, adult has final say, blah blah blah. But I think that's a two-way street. And once you open that door, like you can't really close it. Even if the tweet's deleted, like me as a me as a player, me as a kid in that situation would want to be like, okay, you know, if I feel like you're making bad calls, if I feel like you're on some bullshit as a coach, then I'm going to take it to social media. And if the kid did that, if he felt like that, I feel like he would get in trouble. And that's one of my
sure.
biggest problems. Let's be consistent. Let's
Yeah.
be
Double
adult.
standards.
Everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
I think it
And-
goes back
and-
to what we were talking about before, where like I think it was last podcast or podcast before that, but like adults don't treat the students, athletes, whatever you want to call them, with the same energy that they want to be treated.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like they look at them as kids. Like, oh, if I tell you this, like you said, well, then this is what you're supposed to do. And
Right.
I mean, I might be the wrong person to even talk about this because like I didn't like how a coach was talking to me, so I told him and I left the team, and I was done with it. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm not the one who should be talking about this since fucking I can quit anything in a moment. You know what I mean? But for that kid, like I'm sure there were some times where he was going through some stuff trying to talk to coach, and you know he got the same treatment. Like if he's doing this on Twitter or you know publicly, like there's no telling how he's talking to kids like behind closed doors. You know?
Facts. And this is the thing I wanted to add to what Walt was saying. You know, even if the kid subtweeted on some weak stuff, the coach, and said, man, you know, our coaching is what the problem is. He ain't directing it towards nobody. He ain't adding nobody. They still gonna have a problem. Monday morning when he go, or Saturday after that game or whatever, coach gonna call him in there. What's up with this? He gonna say something to him. But nah, keep that same energy. You call me out publicly in front of everybody. I just subtweeted. I ain't direct shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like you become bad at communicating, and then it just goes to your you know, athletes. And in a sense of what Jaron was talking about, he's in a sense the dad of the team, and these are all his kids. So you're gonna throw your own kid under the bus, like Jaron mentioned before. You know what I'm saying? You have his back in public and you scold him in private. At the end of the day, if I'm a coach, my players are in the wrong personally, but if it's public, they in the right. Fuck that, I'm riding for them. At the end of the day, unless they do some outrageous stuff, but at the end of the day, I gotta ride with them. You know what I'm saying? And my biggest issue with this is you're going to lose respect in your locker room. We all know how that's like. Because when I was in school, my head coach didn't have none of our respect except the pussies. And I'm gonna say the pussies. the motherfucking followers. And this where the turn up start right now, cause nigga, I'm getting mad. So fucking that's who he had the respect from. From the real niggas, he ain't had no respect from. Everybody knew he was a bitch. We played for each other, and that's a motherfucking fact. We didn't give a damn about what our coaches had to motherfucking say. We wanted to play for each other. Another thing I want to mention, and I will say this, we got this saying weak cat. And you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker's talking about, people don't know the meaning of weak cat. I don't think they know what the fucking meaning of weak cat is. Weak cat ain't the motherfucking community. Weak cat ain't the motherfucking fans. Weak cat is that motherfucker next to you, your brother that you playing with. That's who the weak cat start with. We don't care about the coaches. We don't care about the fans. At the end of the day, I got his back. Right or wrong, that's my homeboy, and that's where the camaraderie come from. That's where, you know what I'm saying, the liveness comes from, the hype come from, that person next to you. So for people talking down or whatever, I don't want to hear that crap, because you can say what you want to say about anything, but I played. My name, if they ain't took the shit down, my name's still in that motherfucking locker room. Everybody in this bitch worked. Everybody in this bitch got, you know what I'm saying, accolades and everything like that, and everybody did what they were supposed to do here. So I don't want to hear none of that about, this, that, no weak cat or y'all soft or whatever the fuck. Motherfuckers know what it is with me, so it is what it is, and I'm going to leave it at that.
I going back to what I said earlier, I think the biggest thing is like this can all be like misconstrued as disrespect, but I think it's just about like you when you're a kid, no one teaches you, well, you kind of learn at your own pace. You learn life at your own pace. And I think we're all to the point where like we don't look at someone like I say you shouldn't treat an adult like a king, like a lord. Like I definitely used to, like, teachers, I used to treat them like a higher person.
X.
I wouldn't, I don't do that now. I treat everyone with respect. I hit everyone with the same yes ma'am, no sir, all that.
Yep.
That's just respecting. But I hit the 40-year-olds like that. I hit the 80-year-olds, and I hit the 2-year-olds. I think that's the biggest thing. Like be consistent. And I feel like in my everyday life, I'm being consistent. I'm talking to kids. I would explain anything to a little kid the same way I would explain to an old man, to an adult, to you guys. I would. That's the biggest thing to me. Like it could be misconstrued as disrespect, but I'm just like a huge ambassador of equality, gender, age, profession, all of that. So like I think you can and should be able to, as a player, talk to your coach in a respectful manner, the same way a coach should do the same, and things should be broken down in a way that everyone understands, and there should be no animosity. But unfortunately, in this case, I feel like that wasn't done very well towards the player.
I agree. And one thing I wanted to mention, hold on, let me go, Jaron. One thing I want to mention about what Keandre said. You know what I'm saying? You're saying you might not be the right person to talk about this. Nah, fuck that. You can be the right person to talk to this. I know you, bro. You're not gonna just quit some shit about just to do it. You felt disrespected, and regardless of it, I know it was disrespectful. Because if it's the same motherfucker that I'm talking about, that motherfucker was disrespectful. He walked around that bitch like a king, and that's why his ass got put the fuck out. He was down there fucking coaching fucking 4th and 5th graders. So fuck him. And motherfuckers know who I'm talking about. Fuck him. Cause he thought he was this big king, and that motherfucker wasn't no man. He was fucking weak. He was a pussy. He was a liar. And that's just that at the end of the motherfucking day. But go ahead, Jerry.
So Walt said, see, you said that you were a person who treated them as fire, but I was the exact opposite. I was a motherfucking person who treated them the same as I would treat, you know what I'm saying, my peers, my classmates from an early age. Because, my parents taught me, like, basically don't take shit from nobody, you know what I'm saying, no matter. And just thinking about how coaches and teachers act towards students, stuff like that, like they hate being wrong. And when you prove them wrong, it's never an apology. It's always go to the office or like oh, now you're in trouble or you disrespecting me and stuff like that, because they don't want to be proved wrong by someone way younger than them. But like I feel like I've been smart my whole fucking life. I feel like I've been emotionally smart my whole fucking life. So it's just like, bro, like it was times where when I say emotionally smart, I mean like I'm not gonna spaz on you if you don't spaz on me type shit. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like if you can talk to me with some sense, I'm gonna talk to you with some sense. But when you start all that trying to degrade me and treating me like I'm less than, that's when I have a fucking problem. And that's when emotional intelligence goes out the window. And like it's been several times in my life where, I got into it with a coach because it's like I'm asking questions like, why? Like for instance, if you a coach who the ideal coach as a player, I should be able to come with you one-on-one and ask you why is this person starting over me? What is he doing better than I am? Why is it that I'm doing this? You know what I'm saying? And he's still starting over me. Why is that? But that's not the way it works. It's politics and everything. Like our coach told me there is more to being a receiver than catching the ball. What else? What else? Blocking? Done that. Getting open? Can't nobody fucking guard me. So what else? What else is there? What else is there besides catching the fucking ball? What else? So it's just like certain shit like that are just like that. And then you have somebody, and this is what I don't understand, right? You say that to me, then you have someone who hasn't caught a pass all fucking season.
Still
can't
start the whole fucking season.
Motherfucking didn't catch shit the whole motherfucking season and still started. Nigga I ain't even gonna get into it all that because I'm just gonna go the fuck off.
No, fuck it, turn up, nigga. Fuck it, turn up.
I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm just gonna say this. You have one opportunity to catch a fucking pass and even a penalty, you still can catch shit. Couldn't catch a fucking cold, but you starting.
Damn.
Shit don't make sense. But
nigga couldn't catch shit.
And you know what I'm saying? You have somebody who's not starting who leads the team in receiving touchdowns. How's that work? How's that work? It don't start, bro. It don't make sense. But shit like that, and that's what I'm saying. I should be able to come to you and be like, what more do I need to do? But it's not like that. It's politics, it's favorites and stuff like that. And like I said, I don't know this guy. I don't know if he plays that, but the way he's talking to this kid, and what I'm saying, it seems like he's kind of begging him to come to workouts. You know what I'm saying? If you have talked to this multiple times, it should never be that. It should be a zero tolerance policy for anybody. After I have to tell you more than once or even twice, you're gone. You gone. Or you have to do a lot more to get back on the team and show your brothers why you deserve to be here. And that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? With us, we held each other accountable. Especially my senior year, we held each other accountable. You know what I'm saying?
The players, the players held each other
you might not have always came out the right way, but you understood at the end of the day, bro, it is not about I or me. It was about we. And motherfuckers don't understand that shit, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, all these old heads and people trying to, agree with this shit and saying people soft and all that shit, bro. Bro, real people know what it is and what it ain't, bro.
And 9 times out of 10, bro, my senior year team would beat the fuck out of y'all. It's only one team that I done seen that will beat us, and that's fucking Trey Davis. And they click. Everybody else getting that ass work. Well, I was on that team, Wall, so I'll beat myself. But yeah. So and another thing that I want to add is I think y'all old heads get age and all that shit confused with wisdom. You niggas just old. You niggas not wise. That's two different things. Y'all need to get that shit through y'all head. That's one thing y'all need to know. Cause it's not the same thing. And like Wall said, I'm trying to be respectful as I can be, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not tolerating no fucking disrespect from nobody, from no motherfucking body. My boss at my job now, he treats me with respect. He ain't never yelled at me. He ain't done none of that. When I was in high school, the coaches and all the teachers tried that shit, and I was the wrong one. I was the wrong one to try that shit with. So it's gonna be the same thing now. Like I said, I'm gonna give you respect if you deserve it, just like I expect respect because I deserve it. I'm not gonna come at nobody in no type of way. And like Jaroan said, I don't know this man. I don't know, what it is, but for people saying we on the outside looking in, coaches ain't no different. Yeah. There's maybe a handful of coaches who are genuine, but I doubt it. I doubt it with this guy. And what I mean by that is, for you to beg this guy on multiple occasions on social media to come to the workouts and everything like that, what is that showing the players who is working out? You know what I'm saying? A person that just doesn't have all the talent, but he in the gym every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that say about that person? You're not being fair to him. Are you giving him the same attention? Probably not. Probably not, because at the end of the day, no matter what coaches want to lie and fucking say, if a person is just outright talented, he gonna get way more chances, or she gonna get way more chances than everybody else, and that's just simple. It happened my senior year. People that worked hard, if they acted up, cut in an instant. We don't need you. You know what I'm saying? And there's only 2 coaches that I ever. One I wasn't directly coached by. I was a freshman or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he had my respect, and he seemed to me he treated everybody with respect. He from the starters to the bench players, they all got the same amount of respect. You cross him, you done fucked up. It's just that simple. And then, you know, my direct coach, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? Because he gave me gems in life and everything else, and he was real. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you were, you cross him, he gonna disrespect your ass just like if just you know right back. So you know, at the end of the day, like I said, this ain't coming off in no disrespect. This coming out of a, you know, my thing is this: everybody has their opinion. You old heads, y'all got y'all opinion on how things should be and this and that. And we're not disagreeing. You got to work hard if you want to get to the next level. You got to be coachable if you want to get to the next level. But one thing I'm not going to agree with is calling a kid out on social media and exposing him. And no matter what, you know, if it was misinterpreted or whatever the fuck else, trying to blame the kids for how the season was. At the end of the day, you're the coach. If you can't win without this kid, what does that say about you? You know, what does that say about you? So that's my thing in the whole situation. And at the end of the day, like, you know, disrespect from teachers and coaches, y'all gonna stop that. Y'all power hungry. You know what I'm saying? You get on the same level, and I know people that I went to school with. You get on the same level as somebody like me, you think you're gonna disrespect me? Hell no. So stop disrespecting these kids because you got power over them because they, you know, they supposed to say yes and no. I've been in a lot of situations where I know I was fucking right, but just because you a fucking teacher or some shit back when I was in school, you know what I'm saying? They got away with that bullshit. But fuck that. I'm a grown ass man now. So like I said before when I was talking to you earlier, nigga, it is what the fuck it is.
I just
got
want to
like
say this.
maybe 2-3 things off of everything y'all talked about, but I think one thing that was really like on point was the animosity shit that Wall brought up, and I feel like a lot of that comes from around the community, because like, I mean, we lived in our hometown, you know, we know how it is, but a lot of the people there who like played football, you know, and they were like the coldest nigga ever apparently, like they're always in the ear of coaches, they're always in the ear of students, you know, so like I feel like that creates a divide to where they can't communicate effectively with each other, because like you got this dude who played football about 10 years ago telling you you should be doing this or that, and that the coach is fucking up, so now you only want to hear from the coach. Or
Yep.
you have, you know, that dude telling the same coach like, yo, you need to cut this kid, or this kid doesn't need to start, I don't understand it. So now
Yep.
this coach, you know, can't fully see what he has in front of him, because, you know, he has people in his ear telling him certain things that's like starting to skew his mindset and shit like that. And I think that's a big part of small towns. Just knowing when to add your input. Like everything on Twitter and shit, like all the people adding to that shit, it seemed like they weren't trying to help the situation at all. Like everybody was just on different pages, you know, going off on each other for no reason, you know?
But at the same time, I agree with what you're saying, but if you post the shit publicly for everybody to see, your shit ain't protected, your account's not protected.
I'm not
You know what I'm
saying
saying?
that is okay. I think that was some bullshit to me
No.
personally.
What I'm saying is, like, I agree with you saying that everybody was on a different page, but to me, that's his fault. Because if you don't
Yeah.
post that bullshit, people don't say that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This is a public post. You know, and at the end of the day, like you were saying, bro, like people got to learn their motherfucking place. And some of these same people trying to praise the coach, I have seen them, you know, with another coach talk down on them on social media. So I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker fucking up and everything like that, you know, you gonna call him out on it. It's that simple.
See, this is my thing. It's two things I want to say. One, a lot of people try to act like they holier than thou, bro. Like if y'all were in this student situation, bro, what y'all saying is not what y'all would do. I know for a fact it's not what y'all would do, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, it's not what y'all would do. Y'all would not just sit there and be like, oh well, you know, he got me, and you know everything is gonna be okay. Like y'all would not, y'all would fucking be livid, be mad as fuck that he called you out, no matter what, bro. Because it's not simply as just missing a workout, bro. It's the simple fact that he called him out for doing something he felt like was wrong. So that could go into anything. Like I said, missing the block, not catching the pass, XYZ. So if you do something wrong and a motherfucker scolds you or whatever the fuck, stop trying to act like you would just be okay with that shit. You would not.
Yeah.
Like you would not fucking be okay with that. The second thing is touching on what y'all were talking about, what we were all talking about. Being a leader and him being a good coach and a good guy and stuff like that. My thing is like this, right? You have to be a person that everyone on your team feels like they can trust. Everyone on your team feel like they can come to. Everyone on your team feels like you have their best interests at heart, not just a select few. That's the thing, not just select few, not just a couple. Everyone, and that's how you supposed to coach if you really in it to coach them and teach them. Every coach like, oh, we're teaching life lessons, we're teaching XYZ. No, y'all just trying to win. That's the bottom line. And I understand that you got to keep your job, right? You got to keep your job. You want to win, whatever. So stop trying to sit here and act like y'all are teaching these kids life and all that. Y'all are not. Y'all are trying to fucking win. That's as simple as that. So be
Right.
honest with that. Be a person who's honest. Be like, I am putting my best people in the best fucking positions, no matter what. I want you guys to work out, but honestly, they're not worried about these kids going to the next level. They're worried about them doing the best they can right now.
So they can get to the next level. That's what they're worried about.
Like,
and one thing I want to say before, not to cut you off, but one thing I want to mention. This all stems from we all went through this shit. We all went through this same shit. You know what I'm saying? We all went through this. So it's not like we don't know what the fuck we talking about. It's not like our opinion is fucking valid, bro. Like I said, every coach I had except two. Every coach I had except two was on bullshit. They was on favoritism. They was on just trying to get their stuff to the next level. They was on fucking selfishness. They was on that shit where if a person's good, no matter how many bad things they done, they would still give them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. So, like I said, we went through this shit. It's not nothing new. And one thing I want to mention, Jerry, and what you said, if y'all were that kid, y'all would not have handled it like y'all trying to act like he should have handled it. Fuck that shit. And y'all liars if y'all say anything else. Because some of the same people that I know got bad attitudes. Horrible fucking attitudes. So I know y'all not just going to take that shit.
I don't get this, like, preconceived notion that a good athlete has to be a yes man, I think they call it. And I don't get this preconceived notion that coaches have to act like Gordon Ramsay talking to a chef to get their point across. Like Karen said, we had the same position coach my senior year in high school and his junior year. He yelled at me maybe like 2 or 3 times, but that was like in the middle of a football game when I messed up. And he yelled at me in the moment, benched me, put in someone else, and then 2-3 plays later, he tells me what he basically gets on my case, like saying, what's wrong, like well, what's going on out there, why are you not performing? Then he throws me back out there a couple plays later, and we keep it pushing. But I guess my point there is you can be held accountable without talking to someone in such a derogatory way, in a manner that no one who heard that conversation between me and him could look at that and say, man, Coach blah 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 is shitting on Watt. No one can say that, and I think that's like one of the most commendable things about him.
Yep.
The communication.
Are we just not saying his name or what?
I'm not.
Nah.
Oh, okay. I know we're going to.
Yeah, I don't want to put him in this just in case this gets a negative vibe. I don't give a fuck personally. Niggas know who the fuck I am.
No, that's our boy, man. That's our boy.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's the best coach ever. He taught me everything. Every time we asked why, there was an explanation. Like,
yes, so I was gonna touch on. He would explain.
He could tell,
yes,
he could tell me why I was doing this. He could break down everywhere I'm supposed to look, and he kept it real. If I was not good at something, we either didn't play that sort of coverage or we had to work on it, obviously. But I guess another thing, what did Karen say? Like I said, my biggest thing is in the tweet, the kid says, I had a dentist appointment or something. I had something to attend to. If you have something to attend to, and you should, as a coach and as a kid, the kid should be able to go handle it. And then the picture he posted was at a gym. Like, I would be gaming. I would be right here.
Yeah.
These would be on my ears. We would be screaming at each other right now because we're in fucking video games. Like, and you look through that kid's pictures. I don't know if y'all saw. I saw like 3 or 4 pictures in the gym. When I was in high school, the best players we had, that's what I saw too. Some of the people who went to college, that's what they were doing too. So it's like I don't want to say that the kid is right if he is skipping athletic period, but imagine your employer, you tell your employer you have a dentist appointment. I have to go take care of my 6-year-old mom during COVID season, and they treat you like a guilty until proven innocent. Like, they don't believe you at all. Like, I can see the concern that a kid might be skipping, but by the same token, like, we're adults. Like let's treat everyone as adults. Don't assume that he's just skipping for the hell of it until there's proof, until for a fact. Like, I guess that's my big thing. If the kid told him beforehand, and the coach is just assuming willy-nilly that people are skipping, that's I don't like that. I don't like that personally.
What I don't understand is why is he getting on his head, or why is he publicly calling him out for doing what he's supposed to be doing? That's like me not showing up to work, but getting this shit done, after 5 o'clock, 6 p.m. I'm doing work, and my boss is on my head for working after hours. Like he didn't skip the dentist, like you said, and go play games, or
Right.
skip athletics. He didn't skip and go hang out. He skipped, and then right when he got free time, he went to work out. The shit a student athlete is supposed to be doing, and
Right.
and you, instead of taking a picture of the post and messaging it to him, you called him out in front of everybody for doing what athletes are supposed to do. That shit makes no sense to me, bro. If I was a student, I would be confused as hell. Like, so you want me to just go home? Because I can.
Right.
You know what I mean? I cannot be lifting right now. I don't have to be
Yeah.
working out for you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, why are you calling him out for the shit he's supposed to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
Another
agree.
point,
Oh,
I saw a tweet talk about entitlement. I don't think in this scenario any of us are enabling kids to feel entitled. Nowhere are we saying the kid is always right.
Yes.
My biggest point for me personally is let's treat everyone the same. Let's all talk to each other like we're all, on the same level, because that's how it should be.
Yep.
I should not, as a player, feel superior to a coach, but by the same token, a coach shouldn't feel superior to a player. Like it's a two-way street, and everyone should be on the same level. And to me, like Karen said, we've all been through this. We've all felt like a coach thought they were above us, type of thing. And I remember in junior high and high school, I've heard, like Karen said also, we've all, seen coaches who go for low blows. I heard a coach tell a player, "You're a disgrace to your family."
That
Like
shit was
there's
crazy.
coaching, and then there's shit like that, bro. Like
Mhm.
that's not okay for anyone in any job to tell anyone. Like
Also,
especially
our boy
someone
went off
who,
on that coach, by the way. He did go
yeah,
off on that
he
coach.
did, but and to me he deserves to. Like their
Mhm.
relationship was horrible. But um I don't know if it was from that or before, but regardless, that's like, bro, that's some shit the kid says to a coach in that situation because they're pissed off and because they're immature.
Facts.
You as a
Facts.
grown man, you are at least 20 something. Bro, you can't say that to a fucking 15-year-old. And
Mhm.
I know for a fact, Keandre, we had class together and we had a teacher. And
Yeah.
dude said, "You never cease to disappoint me." Like trying to shit on him. And for what? Keandre was never bad in school. He was never, I mean, I think we all were a little bit lazy as athletes, but we
Of
all, I
course.
mean, at the end of the day, we worked hard and we did our best to get shit done
Yep.
when our name was called, type of thing.
Facts.
And for a coach to shit on you like that, like you could call people soft all you want, but at the end of the day, when you like take a step back, you
Mhm.
really take a step back and empathize with a kid who's growing up. I'm not saying Keandre might be soft or anything, but anyone, I know me personally, that would be a hit to me. I'm sensitive. I'll be the first one to say it, but
The
still,
thing
like,
about that situation was the coach was confused when I talked back to him.
right,
Like after he said that shit to me, I don't even remember what I said, but I made fun of that nigga, and then he
right,
just stared at me for the rest of the class. So which one of us is really soft? You know what I mean?
right,
Like you said some shit to me, and I responded, appropriately. I responded with the
right,
same energy you responded to me, and you didn't say
right,
shit to me for the rest of the year. So
right,
like, what I mean, like you said, a lot of these people, I feel like they grew up under like some real hard nosed like coaches,
mhm,
a lot of these people they grew up in like the 80s, 90s, shit was different. Shit was harder for like football. There was different protocols, or well, less protocols. You could do a lot of shit back then. I feel like they try to implement that shit, but they do it in the wrong way. They do it in talking shit. They do it in fucking my way or the highway type shit. But like
Yeah.
you can still be hard, but know how to talk to a student. Like our boy, our coach we were talking about. He might have been the hardest coach I ever had. He was always on me, telling me what I should be doing, telling me what I could be doing. But he also told me why. He
Yes.
told me like I could do a lot with track. When I quit football, he told me I should be starting at a certain position when somebody else was starting. And then he told me why I should be, and
was
he
it my
told me,
position, bro?
no,
Was it
it
me?
was it was corner. Bro. It was,
Thank God.
but that was before. It was before. That was our junior year. But he told us. He told me like straight up, you should be there if you weren't lazy, or you would be there if you wasn't, if you didn't quit. And then with track, he would tell me like, yo, I've seen your time. I've seen you do this. This is what you could be doing. Stop being a dumbass. And he told me that straight up. And I was like, you,
Ultimate hype, man.
coach, you right. I am being a
Yep.
dumbass. but fucking there's ways to do it. You can't
Mhm.
just talk to kids anyway without showing them respect.
Belittling them is the
Yeah.
thing. You can't belittle them.
He would talk
That-
shit to you, but show you respect at the same time.
Yes.
Exactly. He was the ultimate motivator.
Mhm.
Like
Mm.
to me, that's what a coach is supposed to be. Like he made. I remember in the off season, I'd quit football for like 2 years or some shit, and he made you want to like go out there and leave it all on the line type of thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
So like you can't buy that. You can't fake that.
Mhm.
If
It's
you got
authenticity,
it,
bro.
you got it. As a
Is
coach.
that-
He was
what it was?
he genuinely cared
Yeah.
about us. Genuinely. He came to my fucking house one day to get me up out of my bed for workouts. I didn't answer the door, but I did get my ass up and I met him at the workout because I was like, bro, you came to my house, man. I'm gonna go. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And like the ice gyms he gave me, that I still carry with myself. Like things that's beyond fucking football that he gave me. And like y'all said, he was
He-
getting your ass, but you deserved it. It's not like he just got on your ass for no reason. You deserved it, and then he told you why. He was definitely fair. Y'all could have a conversation. He
He's the
didn't
only
just
coach
get on your
that
ass for
checked
no reason.
in on me after I finished high school. Coming back home freshman year, he told me, listen, you need to be doing this. You try out for the UH track team? Nah?
Mhm.
Well, here's some workouts you can be doing. Like, he actually checked in, told me some shit I could be doing, told me how I could get back into it. Just a bunch of different shit. And I feel like a lot of coaches don't have that. A lot of coaches don't care about you once you're gone. You know what I mean? They're not going to
No,
hit
they
you
don't.
up. Yeah, I
They
mean,
don't.
they're just there for their job. And I think
Yep.
that's a problem we're seeing.
Mhm.
And I want to say this for all the coaches out there that was commenting and saying what boy did was correct, and you're my favorite coach, and I wish I could talk to my players like this. You should really look at yourself and look at how you talk to them and wonder why you feel that way. Why you feel like you should be able to out someone like that. Like, why? Because if you feel that way, then there's got to be something going on in your program or with you as a coach that you're not doing correctly. Because, again, you're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to make them motivated. You're supposed to make them want it, like y'all said, leave it on the line. So,
Yeah.
it's not just the kid. Like, and one thing a lot of people got to understand is everybody takes a playoff. Everybody sometimes it's just a lot of people don't understand that a lot of kids got a lot of shit going on nowadays. Even back in the day, look, kids got a lot of shit going on, especially like juniors and seniors. They got college to worry about. Some people got to work. Some people got to worry about their family. Like a lot of shit hitting you at one time, and then you're trying to make this kid feel belittled about himself over this particular thing. Like, come on, bro. You as a coach, you gotta be a type of person who can lead and also be empathetic to them and understand, like, okay, this dude got a lot going on, whatever. And they're trying to call somebody soft and all that type of shit, like people trying to do or whatever like that. Like, obviously, there are some people who y'all would call soft, but are doing way better than y'all in life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So somewhere they did a little better. So you call them soft all they want, but what are you getting out of that? You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I
A
agree.
main
What are you getting
thing,
out of that?
I feel like as a coach, like any coaches right now, if your athletes, your student athletes, whatever, can't come to you outside of practice, outside of fucking whatever sport you're doing, and talk to you about some shit other than that, then you're doing something wrong. Your
Yeah, I
athletes
agree.
should feel like they're able to
Yes.
come talk to you about
Yes.
whatever. They should be able to ask you about whatever. Don't have to be
Mhm.
about the sport. Doesn't have to be about fucking school. They should be able to talk
Mhm.
to you. And
Mhm.
if you don't have that relationship, then there's something going wrong with your program.
Mm-hmm.
Not every
Especially as a
student's gonna
head
want to talk
coach.
to you, but a majority should.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. And one thing I want to, three things I want to add. The first thing is this: like, coaches and teachers, stop being power hungry with kids. At the end of the day, treat them with respect. Because I know there was 3 occasions where coaches get fly with me, but my daddy had my back. He come up there, now niggas pussy. Now niggas want to close the door. Now niggas don't want to talk. Now niggas want to walk away when my daddy come up there. Cause he a grown ass man, and I was a kid at the time. But with him, I don't hear no disrespect. I don't hear none of that. Where is it at? Where's the motherfucking energy at? Oh, now niggas pussy. So yeah, don't have that same energy with everybody if you gonna have that energy. Don't just try to belittle a kid and everything like that. Cause there were several occasions where that shit happened, and my daddy had my back. Shout out to him. And second thing I want to say is, something that y'all all touched on was that, at the end of the day, like, we went through this, and some of the same people that's talking down, they went through that same shit. So I don't understand why y'all on the opposite, side of things. I just don't get it. Another thing, for this South shit, some of the same people talking about South, I don't know who they directed it at, but at the end of the day, I done played against these motherfuckers after I got out of school. Cause now one of them motherfuckers hold me and I lock their ass up and where I nigga tapes tape, so y'all know what it is with me. You know what I'm saying? So niggas know, like soft, no, y'all know. So don't even come at me with no soft shit, cause I routed motherfuckers up and locked motherfuckers up. That's the second thing I want to say. Third thing I want to say is, this ain't got nothing to do with, trying to make a kid feel like he's above the coach. I'm not saying that everybody should respect everybody. You know what I'm saying? You want respect,
Sure.
you get a respect. Stop trying to talk down to these kids because they're kids. And for y'all people that agree, like, why do you think a grown up should just be able to do and say whatever to a fucking kid? That's something fucked up in your head if you think that's okay. That's what I feel like. Like, you think it's okay for this grown ass man to cuss out a kid and belittle him and call him a bitch and all this shit or whatever the fuck? Like, no, that shit not okay. Think if that was your kid.
I didn't see that post.
Oh no, this didn't happen, but I'm saying it has happened. I've been around it where it's happened. I done been around where shit
should happen if that was a post.
No, not in this, but I'm just saying, like, I done been around when it happened. Go ahead, Walt.
I'm certain you see that in high school where they might cuss out a kid or whatever. I mean, call me, I don't know, call me an asshole, call me a bitch. I don't know. That probably doesn't bother me that much. But you probably hear that at high school level, right? And it's tolerated. You hear that at college level. It's probably tolerated. It's probably harder than high school. NFL. You look at Matt Patricia and Darius Slay before Darius Slay was traded from the Lions. Dude said, because Darius Slay posted a picture on Instagram with one of his homeboys from another team. I don't know. It might have been a receiver. Matt Patricia says, what does he say? He says, get off his dick or something. And Darius Slay was gone. He didn't want to be a part of that team no more. I think in that the interview where they talked about this, he said that was when he lost respect for Matt Patricia. That's when a lot of dudes lost respect for him. And where's he now? Gone.
Yep.
He's not a coach no more. He went back to the Patriots, I think, right?
Yep.
He ain't
back on
I
the
know
bill.
he ain't on the
He
ain't on the
bro.
Lions no more. That's what being that type of coach gets you, in my opinion.
Yep.
So I think that's like why do we treat the NFL players why is the relationship between NFL players and coaches, why is that dynamic not there across the board? I feel like that's a relationship you strive to be. They're pros. They're there for a reason. Like if there's anyone to emulate, that's probably who it is.
I feel like the reason we don't see that across the board is because the team owners are paying those athletes to be there. No one's paying these kids to play athletics. They don't have to play athletics if they don't want to. And I think that's where the respect thing comes from. Like, if I don't have to respect you, I'm not going to. For some of these adults, some of these coaches, like, I think this comes down to, like we said, respect. Treat your students with respect. If he's not showing up to practice and skipping shit, and he's skipping, he off the team. That's it. You don't need to post nothing.
It's simple.
Talk to him outside. Let him know why he's off the team. Just you and him. If he wants to post anything after that, you can further elaborate on the situation. But there's no reason for you to cut down a student on social media. Especially one that's doing what he should be doing.
Right. I want to say this before we wrap everything up, because I keep forgetting about it. A lot of people was like, that's the only way he could reach the kid. That's the only way he could talk to him. That is a lie. That is a bullshit ass cop out excuse. Because if you're on Twitter, you could have DM'd him, could have called him, could have.
His DMs was open, by the way.
His
DMs was open. I just want to mention that his DMs were open.
So you could have.
He's in a high school
other than
like 8 hours a day, bro. You can run up on him in class,
bro. You could have reached out to that kid any kind of way other than out of him on Twitter. So everybody's trying to use that little bullshit as a cop out ass excuse or whatever the fuck. Yes. Come on, bro. Come on, be real.
And for the people that's gonna be like, he tried to do that. I know he did. He tried. Okay, cut his ass.
Cut his ass.
If he don't want to fucking play, cut his ass. It's that simple.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he does, what kind of man he is, what kind of coach he is. The thing that he did wrong was coming at him on Twitter, and that's just simple. There is no right. There is no trying to make that right. There is no trying to say he was right about that. That is wrong. There is no soft, hard, weak, strong, nothing about that. That is whatever. You can talk to that. You could have talked to him any other kind of way, in person, on the phone, but trying to out him publicly on Twitter is wrong, is weak, and it's just something that you should not do. Facts.
I think the biggest thing for me, like one of the biggest takeaways I have from all this and seeing like the reaction to not only what we said, because me, Jaroan and Karen are pretty active on Twitter. Like, we replied to it. is like Karen said, we're grown now. I'm grown. Like, call me soft, call me a bitch, call me a pussy, call me anything under the sun. I'm at the point in my life where I have the confidence to now stand up for, there could, maybe this kid didn't care. Maybe it didn't bother him, but maybe there's 4 or 5 others who it does bother. So
Yeah.
being able to stand up for that type of kid, someone shy like me back in the day who probably wouldn't have said nothing and probably was bummed about it.
Yep.
I'm now in the position to speak out against that, and whether you agree with us or not, whatever. If you want to call us pussies and whatever, that's fine. At the end
Don't
of
say
the
it to
day,
my face though.
at the end of the day, like we're passionate about this for a reason. Like, before you call us soft, before you call us pussies, before you call us any name under the sun, like, understand we're passionate for a reason. We're empathizing with the kid for a reason. We're sympathizing with kids for a reason.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just want to leave with that.
But be about that in public though. I want to say that. Be about that in public though. Not just on the internet. And be about that in public. Cause yeah, we'll see what you're talking about then.
I agree, but anybody got anything to say? I think this definitely was a good episode. A message to athletes, and this is the thing. Like, I want to end with this. If nobody has anything else,
I'm good.
okay. I want to end with this. If you're a student athlete and you want to move on to the next level, go to your workouts, work hard, do everything you're supposed to do, and if your coach is respectable, respect him back. Don't start issues when there isn't any issues. That we in this together. Be that with your brothers, and if you had that bond with your coaches, I'm happy for you. But at the end of the day, understand this: that coach, he may genuinely care, but 9 times out of 10, he's just using you, and he might care about you at the time, but he's using you to win. So at the end of the day, keep that in mind. Keep your best interests at heart. If you want to leave schools or something like that, and you can do that. If you're a college athlete. And you want to transfer. If you fucking in the NFL, bro, and you're not getting no playing time, do what you got to do. Don't worry about the coach, because at the end of the day, they're worried about their fucking self. Worry about you. Do what's best for you. Do what's going to help you get that scholarship and go to the next level. Do these things. At the end of the day, the coach can say what the fuck they want to say, but they can bounce. They can leave. They go find another job. You like you seen in the post, 152 retweets. Most of them likes. Most of them are coaches, because coaches gonna stick together. But at the end of the day, who gonna have your back? You're the one person that's gonna have your back. At the end of the day, stand up for yourself, be respectful, work hard, you know what I'm saying? Get it out the mud. But at the end of the day, win it for yourself, and these coaches lying if they say they're not.
Fix your diet too. Diet's important. Yep. Chocolate milk is not a fucking good source of protein, so don't let coaches fucking lie to you, bro. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in the world, bro.
Get that some lasagna right after practice. Enjoy your cramps,
too much internet now. If you want to be swole, if you want to be a jacked high schooler, you can do it. Just Google how to bulk up smartly, and hey, you might not be super talented, but you can get swole and go D1. Trust.
Thanks.